Hello children, good morning to all of you. Yesterday we have started our lesson, the Northern Mountains. In that I have already taught you about our country, the division of our country, a political division and physical division. As a part of physical division, we are taking first the Northern Mountains. I just gave you a brief introduction about it. And now let us do the lesson, the Northern Mountains. The mountains which are towards the north of our country are called Northern Mountains. Which mountains are to the north of our country? You know very well. They are the Himalayas. But as a whole, there are three main ranges of the mountains in the north. Understand? Ranges means line of mountains, chain of mountains. Understand? In that three main ranges, Himalayas is the last one actually. There are three main ranges of the mountains in the northern mountain set. They are first one Karakoram range. Karakoram range. Second is Ladakh range. Third comes Himalayan range. Karakoram range is the first line of mountains. Ladakh range is the second line of mountains. Himalayas are the third line of mountains. So, we are going to learn about Himalayas as the part of northern mountains because they are very close to our country. They are covering some part of our country. Understand? So they became one of the part of our country. Understand? Physical part of our country. So these northern mountains, which we call the Himalayas, or the mountains which are covered with snow all the time. So we call them Himalayas. Himalaya meaning is abode of snow. Abode of snow means home of snow. Abode means home. Home of snow. Because the snow covering these mountains never melts at all. Understand? That's why they are called the Himalayan mountains. These Himalayan mountains, if we talk about the, just as rough sketch children, if we talk about India like this, they cover almost north and northeastern part of our country and eastern part of our country. They spread from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh in the, here is the Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. They spread from Himalaya, Kashmir in the north to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. And their total length is 2,500 kilometers. Total length of Himalayas is 2,500 kilometers. And spread, they are located in the Kashmir. They are spread from Kashmir in the north to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. Okay, then we can say these Himalayan mountains are also divided into three parts. First is, we call it Greater Himalayas. Just direct H for. Or in Indian language it is called Himadri. Adri means mountain. Himadri means, the Hima means snow. The mountains covered with snow. And the second is Middle Himalayas. They are called Himachal. Again, Achal means also mountain. Third one is, they are called Lower Himalayas or Lesser Himalayas, and they are called Shivalik range. In Indian language they are called Shivaliks. Understand? This way the Himalayas are divided into three different parts. Himadri or Greater Himalayas, Himachal or Middle Himalayas, Shivalik or Outer Himalayas, Lower Himalayas or Outer Himalayas. These are the three different parts of the Himalayan mountains. Three different ranges of the Himalayan mountains, I can say. These Greater Himalayas are at the top. Next comes Middle Himalayas or Himachal mountains. Next comes Lower Himalayas. They are parallel to each other also. Now we are going to study about them one by one. Let us come study about Greater Himalayas. Greater Himalayas are totally spread in the Kashmir and some parts of Uttar Pradesh and so on, and Tibet, Nepal, etc. They are spread. Outer part of some parts of Kashmir, then outer part of India, boundary of India, Nepal. And one more importance of Himalayas, the highest, 10 highest mountains in the world if you count, 9 are in the Himalayas. Out of 10 highest mountains of the world, 9 highest mountains are in the Himalayas. Out of them, the highest mountain in the world is the Mount Everest, which is in Nepal. Okay. Then Kanchenjunga is the second highest mountain in the world, which is in India, which is called Mount K2. Understand? In this way you can find 9 out of 10, 9 highest mountains of the world in these Himalayas. This Greater Himalayas is totally covered with snow. Understand? It is totally covered with snow. Here life is very difficult. Very cool climate will be there. Then coming to Middle Himalayas or Himachal, they are also covered with snow, and but here what is it? On the slopes you can find the forests and all. Let me read and show you, then I will explain. The northern Himalayas or Greater Himalayas. This is the northernmost range of the Himalayan mountains. These Himalayan mountains are divided into 3 different ranges. It is the topmost range, it is the middle range, and that is the lower range. In this way, it is divided into 3 parts. So, we are talking about or reading about the Greater Himalayas. This is the northernmost range of the Himalayas. It is the highest of 3 ranges. It contains most of the highest peaks in the world, including Mount Everest and Kanchenjunga. Understand? several rivers take birth in these greater Himalayas mountains. Why? Because they are covered with snow and it has many glaciers. It has many glaciers. What are glaciers? Slow moving mass of ice is called glacier. Understand, many important rivers of our country take birth in these glaciers like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra. These rivers take birth in these glaciers. Ganga takes birth in the glacier called Gangotri. Yamuna in the Yamunotri. Whereas Brahmaputra takes birth in Tibet. Understand, in this way, they are originated in the glaciers of the greater Himalayan mountains. And as they, uh, what happens, as the snow in the glacier melts, it provides lot of water to them, and they are proved to be the biggest rivers of India. Now coming to middle Himalayas. Middle Himalayas or Himachal range lies to the south of Himadri. Understand, if I show small, if you take some rough sketch of India like that, here like this, how goes Himalaya, then comes Himadri range, second range of mountains. It is at the bottom of greater Himalayas. Himachal range is at the bottom of Himadri range. The mountains are not as high as Greater Himalayas. Greater Himalayas are the highest ranges among the three ranges. But the mountains in the middle Himalayas or the Himachal range, they are not as high as the greater Himalayan mountains. This region consists of forests covered mountain ranges. On the slopes of the mountains, you can find thick forests which have softwood like pine, fir, willow, etc. And they have fertile valleys also, like Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, etc. Here, people live in towns built on hills like Darjeeling, Mussoorie, Manali, Nainital, Srinagar, etc. They live in the towns built on hills and valleys. Okay, this is about middle Himalayas or Himachal. Lower Himalayas are rocky mountains. They are mostly not covered with the snow. They are uneven. These are called Shivalik range. They are called Shivalik range. These mountains are covered with thick forests. They are in the extreme part of eastern part of India. Understand? They are in the eastern part of our country. Understand? And these mountains are not covered with snow. Understand it? They are rocky mountains. And here thick forests are grown. Moreover, they cause heaviest rainfall in the world. And in this Shivalik area, you can find the highest mountain, highest rainfall in the world. Meghalaya is the state where highest rainfall of the world is recorded every year. Understand? The area at the foothills of this range is called Tarai region. Tarai or Terai region. And it is a plain, I can say. But here the place is covered with thick forest to make the place for living, to convert, to grow the farmland, etc. Most of the forests are cut, cleared, but government has made some protected areas in this Shivalik range, like Jim Corbett National Park is there, Kaziranga National Park is there. They are the protected forests where you can see the animals protected like deer, rhino, etc. And now, how these mountains are useful? Importance of Himalayan mountains, whether it is Himadri, Himachal, or Shivalik. They are very greatly useful to us. First thing is, if these mountains were not there, the wind which is blowing from the north pole would have been affected our country. It would have been become very what to say, cool place. We can would have not tolerated that. Secondly, many important rivers take birth in the Himalayan mountains. Third, it has many beautiful valleys which are the tourist spots, and it has many protected forests which are the home for wild animals also. And you can find thick forests here which provide important wood for our use. Then many important rivers take birth in the Himalayas. These are the main points which show the importance of Himalayas. And tomorrow we are going to study about the life of the people in the Himalayas. How do the people lead their life in the greater Himalayan region, that is in Kashmir, then in the Himachal range, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, some parts, etc. Then in the Shivalik range, where only hills are there. How people live there, what do they do, what do they grow, what kind of clothes they wear, what type of festivals they celebrate, which languages they speak, all these things about their life in the northern mountain area we are going to study tomorrow. So here we stop today. Thank you.